So far with safety, things have been made safe by design, safe by management with procedures, and the next step is safe by behavior, and that gives us behavioral-based safety. I've written a full course on behavioral-based safety, and enabled it so that crew on ships who are nowhere near port can actually do the course. The course is based on cognitive dissonance, which is a term referring to the fact that in humans we always try to bring together the best and the most correct information we have and behave accordingly. That makes us feel good. If we behave in a way different to what we understand we should do, then in our minds we have a dissonance and a cognitive dissonance. So the more information and the more relevant information that we can give the seafarer, and the more he understands it and he's happy with it, then the better we're going to see the behavior in that area. So the focus is on human behavior, how accidents happen, systems to stop them happening, and how to make risk assessments. And the focus, as is highlighted, is on good, quality, readable, memorable information, triggering the desire to work more closely to a best practice. There are 4 steps to the program. The first step is measuring our current safety levels. And we do that with a rapid appraisal. I'll show you that just now. Step 2 is the informative and learning-based aspect, and that's where the knowledge books come in. This course has 3 knowledge books with it, and 3 exercises, 1 for each knowledge book. Questionnaires, exercises. Step 4 is a step of review, where we see where we're at, and we do another rapid appraisal, and then we go back to the start and we can repeat the process. We can change the knowledge books as we go, and we can change the focus of the course if we need to. Knowledge book 1 is a new crew joiners book with its questions. Knowledge book 2 on risks, injuries and damage with questions. And knowledge book 3 on accidents, injuries, people and permit to work. Before any of them, the rapid appraisal, and this consists of safety observations on a vessel, ship's organization on board, a full attitude survey of 55 questions, which can be done by all the crew and people in the office, and those give radar plots measuring the different aspects of behaviors. And what we'd hope to see, obviously, over the course of time is these growing outwards and the levels increasing of all the behaviors we're looking for. The safety survey itself is 55 questions, and you simply have a statement and you would strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, so on. It takes about 10 minutes for a person to complete. So once the rapid appraisal is done, we have a benchmark, we run the course. The first book, United Kingdom Waters, New Crew Joiners Information, it should be about 60 pages. It tells all about our ships, our company, the ships we operate in our fleet, our market and customers, the standards we operate to, and a little bit about each one of them. Very importantly, what's expected of the safety behavior when people board one of our vessels, what's expected of the vessel itself, the job, so we give them some history here. We talk a considerable amount about safe behavior. We want them to be alert, not to stop thinking, to watch their colleagues and so on. We strongly encourage a lot of thinking. We explain to them how the reports link the ship and shore, and we tell them what we'd like to do at the end of their voyage. So everything's very, very clearly laid out. We give our drugs and alcohol statement at the start, and we make a clear statement that we support risk assessments, toolbox talks, and permits to work. There are no shortcuts. I'll scroll through the book so you get a flavor of what it looks like. And it was designed to be printed out in an A5 style. So there's a lot of graphics and very straightforward, simple to understand text. If it needs highlighting, it's highlighted. There we go. The questions for this book are here. So the person will fill in their name and they can go ahead with answering the questions. At the end, clicking send, and it comes through on the email to me. Book 2 is about risks, injuries and damage. I'll scroll through it and you should see it's very much along the same lines as book number 1, with a lot of graphics, interesting information, highlighted information. This book requires the person to fill things in as they go so they can produce their risk assessment at the end. So it takes them through a full explanation of risk assessment and leads them through doing their own risk assessment. It gives a lot of examples of injuries and damages as well. With some examples at the end. And the exercise, of course, when they take all that out of the book, they write it onto the exercise, they will have produced a full risk assessment. And they have a number of questions to answer as well. Third book, Accidents, Incidents, People and Permit to Work, about exactly what it says. Again, with a lot of graphics, everything clearly set out, everything that's relevant specifically to our crews on our vessels. Interesting information for them. And there are, of course, a number of questions attached to this book as well, which they can answer online. Click send, and off it goes. The idea is when they send it through, I note who it is, or the safety officer, whoever it may be, notes who it is, and when the ship comes in, they go and have a conversation about the answers, about how well the crew members understood it, and they discuss it with them. So there's a conversation about safety. So now we've done the rapid appraisal. We've gone through the books, the crew have answered the questions, and they've had a discussion with the safety officer. Now we can go right back and do the rapid appraisal again, and hopefully we would see these lines slowly but surely increasing. Perhaps a half a point, perhaps more, but over a number of years you would be aiming to grow this circle as large as you can. And that's how I put together the behavioral-based safety course.